The Frankford Arsenal Intellidropper 2.0 is here, and we're going to take an in-depth look in this video. Hey guys, Gavin Gear here from UltimateReloader.com. I'm going to waste no time and get this Intellidropper 2.0 out of the box. So here's what was in the box. We've got, of course, the unit itself, the pan, the shield to avoid fluctuations due to air currents and whatnot, and to keep dust off of the pan. We've got two 50-gram weights with certificates, which is great. They've been validated for the purposes of calibration. The instruction manual, the powder brush, the power adapter configured for North America, and there's also another international plug option here as well. So that's the box contents. I'm going to get the unit plugged in, we'll get it warmed up, and then we're going to put it to use. So now that the machine is warmed up for half an hour, I guess we can finish putting things in their place. We've got the dust and air shield there. The 50-gram weights go into their little side cubbies. The brush goes back here, and that should just about do it. But before we go to using the machine, I wanted to cover what is new in Intellidropper 2.0. So to do that, we're going to go back to the 2025 SHOT Show where I talked with Frankford Arsenal engineer Mike Lindsay himself. Let's check that out. All right, let's talk about Intellidropper 2.0.
So this has all the same features as our original Intellidropper. It's still Bluetooth, it still has the powder calibration, but we've addressed a lot of the things that we thought there were room for improvement on, like the screen. The screen and the user interface is all new. The feet are easier to adjust. They protrude out past the edge of the unit a little bit, so they're easier to get a hold of. The weights, the calibration weights are stored on the inside, so it's not taking up space on your bench. This is a small thing, but the power cord now comes out the back instead of sticking out the side.
That's great.
The biggest change is going to be the old DC gear motor has been replaced with a stepper motor. So it's much more powerful, it's much more precise, and it's a lot quieter.
What I like is this little flag on the side that you've got on the open and close for the drain.
Yep, anybody who's ever used this very much has probably at some point dropped powder in this machine without closing the drain and spilled it all over their bench. And it was also really hard to turn before. So we've added this little flag to make it easier to spin, and it's labeled on both sides. So hopefully nobody will be pouring powder all over their bench anymore.
No, those are some really good improvements to an already great powder measure. We've had great success with the 1.0 version.
Yep.
So my favorite feature in Intellidropper 2.0 is the flag. It says close here, and then we've got more leverage because of the ability to rotate with the flag there. This says open. So that's a little reminder to make sure that after we drain our powder, we return it to the closed position. All right, before we fill the powder dispenser with powder, we're going to go ahead and calibrate the scale now that we are warmed up. So I've cleared the platform. We've got the dust shield off. I pulled out the 50-gram weights, and we just go right into the system settings menu here. Pulls up the calibration screen. We hit start, and then that's going to start us through the flow. Start takes us to the first instruction, clear everything. Next. 0 complete. Next, place one 50-gram weight on the platform. Next. 50-gram complete. Next, we're going to remove this one. We're going to put the other one on and hit next again. Okay, check was complete. Calibration complete. And now we can just hit done. And then put the pan back on. Now we can fill it. We'll zero it prior to dispensing a charge, and we'll be good to go. So I thought we'd start with a flattened ball powder that is Hodgdon long shot. We were just using this for 10 millimeter. And then we'll go on to a short stick extruded powder next. Okay, so if we want the Intellidropper 2.0 to learn the powder, we hit calibrate powder. We'll go ahead and hit start here, and it's going to go through a whole sequence. Well, that was pretty cool. The machine basically dispenses powder at different speeds and reads the scale to basically make an association between the speed and the total number of rotations and the amount of powder dispensed at each speed, which is pretty cool. So now that we're done with that, we hit done, and now we can go on to actually dispensing charges. So we're out of calibration mode. We've got the pan back on empty, zeroed out, and I've also zeroed out the same pan on the A&D FX 120i. This is a highly accurate laboratory balance. If we move the air, you can see how much we can influence it. This is like crazy precise. So what we want to do is just see how close we are on the scale here. So let's start with like a 4 grain weight, which would be something that would be typical of something like a 38 special on the lower end. And we'll see how this dispensing is going to work here. So we're already on the second step down, fast, medium. Now we're slowly coming up, 3.7. I'd be curious to compare with and without learning how these compare. Okay, so we're 4.0 on Intellidropper 2.0, 4.08, so less than a tenth of a grain, 4.06, kind of fluctuating there. That's pretty good. Let's step it up just a little bit here. Recheck our zero over here. That's good. 1 granule of powder right here. We're going to be very meticulous here with our testing. Okay. So back down to 0 there. Let's do 8. This is going to be closer to like our 10 millimeter auto load. So it holds 8.0 for a little bit to verify, and then we're good to go there. So let's see what that is over here, 8.02. Wow, that is super close. Okay, so for pistol loads and with flake or flattened ball powder, it looks like we're working really well. I think next I'd like to look at a powder like Varget, which is one of our favorites. All right, so I've got the Varget loaded. We're gonna go ahead and do another powder calibration so we get optimal results. Wow, looks like we used a lot more Varget for the calibration than we did with the long shot. Okay, so that is complete now. And so, yeah, why don't we go ahead and that's good. Okay, that's zeroed out, that's good. Let's do a 223 style load. So something like 25 grains. Okay, that's definitely cooking. We've got more bulk powder to dispense. We were over 23 before even going down a touch, so that's pretty well optimized. It looks like wow, that was fast. Okay, there's our 25 grain load. 25.04, very good. Okay, so let's move up to something like more of a 308 load, so maybe 45. Interesting to see how long the bulk dispensing goes for this one. Nice. So there's 45 grains. Yeah, less than 0.1 off. That's pretty awesome. Get rid of our extra granule there. So what if we wanted to go up to a magnum charge weight? You know, maybe something like 65. 63.8, nice on the bulk charge. Yeah, just a little bit of touching up to do here. .0. Looks like we're within 0.2 approximately. Changing a little bit as I move here. Let's do one more of those 65 grain loads. .65. See where we're at over here. 65.2, 0.18, 0.2. So we're within 0.2 net. Very nice. So one of the great things about the Intellidropper and the Intellidropper 2.0 is that they support Bluetooth, and there is a companion app. Let me show you that real quick. I'm going to go ahead and launch the app. We come to a home screen where we can add a device. Let's say add new here. Did you see how quickly that popped up? Intellidropper Gen 2, we're going to go ahead and tap on that, hit add. Okay, so there it is. We've got our Intellidropper. We can go ahead and tap on the weight. I'm going to go ahead and enter 24, set weight, set to 24, dispense. It's just that easy. So dispensing is done. In addition to controlling the machine directly, we can also add loads, we can add components, adjust settings. So the app is definitely nice to have. So for general purpose precision rifle reloading, I think the Intellidropper 2.0 is a great choice. It's packed with great features, it's fast, it's quiet. And in terms of the 2.0 upgrades, I really like the flag, I like the weight storage, the newer more silent stepper motor is definitely good. Accuracy is great for what we're doing with it here. This is not, a $1,000, $2,000 scale. I think the biggest upgrade that I like is the new keypad and the new user interface. Let me just say it this way. We have done everything with this scale. We've dispensed loads, we've done powder calibrations, and we've done the scale calibration, and I did not have to look at the instructions even once. This also works with the companion app, which is awesome, but this works so well, you don't have to have the companion app, which is a great thing to be able to say. What I'd like to know is, what do you think of the Intellidropper 2.0? Do you already have one? What are you loading with it, and how are you liking it? Drop a comment, and we'll see you there in the comments section. Thank you very much for watching. That concludes this video, and that means it's time to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're watching Ultimate Reloader on TV and want to take advantage of free resources, exclusives, and hot deals, just hold your camera phone up to the QR code, tap on the link, fill out the information, boom, you're getting Ultimate Reloader emails. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, where we've got unrestricted content, and Instagram. Make sure to follow us on all those channels. Ultimate Reloader also has a commercial solutions division serving law enforcement, the military, and the gun industry. We have some unique capabilities, including a comprehensive suite of recoil testing and evaluation capabilities, trigger profiling, and more. Thanks again for watching.